Hey guys, welcome back. So, I just recently finished my series in which I talked to you guys about how we can develop a RESTful API using Flask and Python. In this video, I want to talk about how to use the request module in Python. So, while we were developing the application in that series, this is the code that we typed. So, as you can see, we made a bunch of API endpoints. So to test all these endpoints, we were using the Postman tool. But while you're actually developing your website, you'll also have to make HTTP requests to other sources so that you can extract information. So you will have to make HTTP requests for various purposes. So you need to type all of those requests in code. You will not be able to use Postman. And that is where the request module in Python comes into action. So to demonstrate how the request module works, first you must know that the request module can be used to make GET requests, POST requests, and all the other kinds of HTTP requests. So to demonstrate how the request module works, I'll be running this server, and then I will use the request module to make GET request, POST request, PUT request, and a delete request to the server. So first you need to install request on your computer. So just type pip install request in your command prompt. So once request is installed, just type Python, and now you will be execute any Python code. So import request. So that was a spelling error. Now let's try making a GET request to this particular URL over here. So request.get, you must specify the method over there, and over here you need to specify the URL to which you're making a request to. So the URL would be http 127.0.0.1 and the port number would be 5000. So what this function does is it makes a GET request to the specified URL, and then it returns a response. It returns the response from the server. So if you want to save that response, you can just equate it to the response variable. So here you'll be able to see that the status code of this response is 200. Now if you want to know what this status code means, you can just go over to this website. The link for this website would be in the description below, and you'll be able to see what various HTTP status code means. So here you'll be able to see that the 200 response is a successful response. So you can also see what other status codes mean. So when we're getting back, if you want to see this response, just type response.json. So this is the message that we expected to see over here, because that is what the server returns. So let me just make a GET request to this user's endpoint. So I only have to change the URL. So now we'll be able to see the list of users over here. Now let me just save this JSON data in a variable. So JSON data would be equal to response.json. And let's say you only want to access all usernames. So first you'll have to do JSON data, and you need to pass in the user's key. And now we will be able to only see whatever is written in this list, whatever is the value of this user's key. So now let's say you only want to access the first dictionary. So you need to pass in 0 over here, and then you'll be able to see the first dictionary. What if you only want to access the first name, or the second name, or third name? So if you want to access the first name, you again have to pass the key username over here, and then you'll be able to directly see what is the username. instead of seeing this entire JSON data. So that is how you access the username of a particular user. So this can also be used for other purposes when you are working with JSON data. Now let's try making a post request. So while you're making a post request, you'll also have to send some JSON data other than just making a request to the URL. So let me make a post request to this user's endpoint, and in the JSON data, I'll have to send one more username which I want to add to this list of users. So let me change this to request.post, and if you want to specify JSON data, you will have to do it like this. So JSON equal to the username, and I'll just include my name over here, Bisakrit, and now let me just type response.json. So now you'll be able to see that one more username has been added to this list. So that's how you make a post request. You need to send the JSON data in this way. Now let's try making a put request. So even for the put request, you need to send a user as a part of the URL, and you also need to send some JSON data. So let me change this to put. And say I want to update the username Ram to Jackson, press enter, and response.json. And now you'll be able to see the updated username, which is Jackson. So let's make a get request to the user's endpoint again and see if the list has been updated. So the list has been updated, Ram has been changed to Jackson, and now let's try using the delete request. So while making a delete request, you need not specify any JSON data, and you'll just have to pass in the name of the user which you want to delete. So I will just pass John and request.delete. Now response.json. So let's see the response. So the username John has been deleted. So that is how we use the request module in Python to make various kinds of HTTP requests. So that's it for this video. In the next video, we will use the request module to make API requests to a web API which is available online, and then we'll make an application which will show the weather, the temperature, and the humidity for any area which the user types in. So that is what we are going to do in our next video. So until then, bye.